afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to our webinar or our forum for 2025 Educational AI. And right now, of course, to proceed to our webinar, our insightful webinar about AI, we would like to also inform everyone that we already reached 1,200 people registered, and we are still live on Facebook. So, hence, we are using two platforms right now. We have the Zoom meeting, and we also have the Google Meet to accommodate everyone. And also, you can watch us live on Facebook. Just simply like our page using the link sent on our Zoom chat. Right, Sir Dustin?
Right. Without further ado, let's now move on to our next presenters.
Yep, exactly. So, for our next presenters,
Dr.
okay.
Emma Porio is a full-time professor and past chair of the Department of Sociology and Anthropology, School of Social Sciences, Ateneo de Manila University, and Science Research Fellow, Manila Observatory. During the past 2 decades, Professor Purillo had led and represented the Philippine Sociological Society and the Philippine Social Science Council in the Asian Social Science Research Council, International Social Science Council, International Sociological Association, and among others. Currently, she is the project leader of the Intertransdisciplinary Action Research Project, Coastal Cities at Risk, investing in climate and disaster resilience, while belonging to several research consortia like the Social Well-being Regional Consortium, involving 8 countries in the Asia-Pacific region, and the Global Consortium. Urban Climate Change Research Network, based at the Earth Institute, Columbia University. Dr. Emma Porillo has been selected as a lead author for the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change Special Report on Climate Change and Cities. She is joined here by 2 research interns, namely Miss Trixie Buraga Pascual and Mr. Judd Christian Bañas. A round of applause, please. Ah, Doc Emma.
Yeah, okay. Now, thank you very much. It took me a while to unmute and to release my video. May I share my screen, please?
Yeah,
Hello?
sure, Doc.
Okay. Um, Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning for those who are in other parts of the world, and good evening. Um, Thank you very much, Josh, and to our lovely host uh, for hosting this webinar, and also for allowing us to share our studies on entitled Thriving AI, Hallucinations and Drifts, Co-Production and Co-Creation on Behavior and Lifestyle Change, Accelerating Climate Action Research. My co-presenters, Judd, Christian Bañas, and Trixie Pascual. It's my honor to work with young people, around 10 to 15 of them scholars from University of the Philippines and Ateneo de Manila, to work through and plow the literature on behavior and lifestyle change that will accelerate climate action research. I will present the first uh, 4 slides, and then followed by Judd and Trixie, and then I'll conclude it that for some reason I cannot put my screen on full. Is that possible? Okay. Can you see my screen now? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
Doc.
Doc.
Hello? Okay. So again, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, everyone. It's my honor to present this short findings of our research. Our key argument basically in this study is that as artificial intelligence becomes integral to academic research and teaching, it is very vital for us to critically assess both the opportunities and risks posed in our lives. This paper argues that AI tools, while supporting our research writing and enhance our efficiency, accessibility, and innovation, also poses challenges to scholarly rigor, truth, reliability, and validity of our research. The way forward lies in enhancing co-production and co-creation and knowledge generation through human-machine collaboration. Our approach and methodology here is that we draw on experiences from a study of global literature and behavior and lifestyle change as accelerators of climate mitigation and adaptation in cities, as we highlight both the promise and false of pitfalls of AI in knowledge production work. As I always tell my students in climate risk and disaster resilience, anthropogenic climate change. It's our activities that is heating up this earth and changing very much the ways we live in response to increasing heat and flooding of our cities. And thus, in our studies, to accelerate climate action, we must examine our behavior and lifestyles and the norms and values that and habits that inform our behavior and lifestyles, and then the collective action and urban social movements that leverage behavior for accelerated climate action. Our research strategies combine systematic Google Scholar searches, all post 2025, controlled keyword selection, abstract synthesis by human research assistants, AI-assisted journal synthesis, and iterative cross-checking, culminating in the final co-produced, co-created synthesis by the AR team. So, um, the key risks and of AI integration include factual inaccuracies, misleading statement, and hallucinated references, which may distort our conceptual frameworks and appreciation of scientific concepts and indicators related to climate mitigation adaptation strategies of people in cities. Nonetheless, AI proved valuable in mapping vast repositories of scientific literature and connecting researchers to ongoing experimental work. I think Judd will go. Is it you, Judd and Trix will do the next 3 or 4 PowerPoints? Judd, are you there? Hello? Hello? Trix, who is there?
Sorry, Doc, I'm here. I was just recently given the permission to unmute.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
start with our opportunities and challenges that
Yes, yes,
we,
yes, yes, Doc.
okay.
So we're working with AI in our workflow for the literature mapping and searching of our topic on climate adaptation and mitigation behaviors of cities. So we found a few opportunities and challenges that were involved in integrating AI in our workflow. So first, we were able to map vast literature efficiently. There was this one time we did around 60 literature in about 2 to 3 hours, and without the help, without the aid of AI, I doubt that human researchers alone could do the efficiency that AI provided us. And secondly, we were able to identify the cross linkages of the studies that we were able to find. So there were regional linkages and transdisciplinary connections that we were able to piece together due to the processing power of AI that we were able to utilize. And I think one other opportunity was we were able to spark a discussion with our team because as prefaced earlier, AI is just is as only as good as our prompt, and I think it also comes with the challenges that were mentioned earlier by Doc Emma. And one really big challenge, especially, I don't think not only exclusive for the use of AI in research workflows, but AI use in general is we tend to risk to be really dependent on the processing power and like the thinking power of AI. And this causes individuals who use AI to be dependent or to be tempted to overrely to AI. Next slide, Doc.
I'm not allowed, I think. Okay.
Yeah, so mentioning the challenges earlier that we had, usually more related to the accuracy and the inerrancy of the produced produced synthesis of the AI. We're able to identify several techniques and strategies to address these challenges. So we're really grateful for the tools that we're able to access, mainly because of the digital age and even the access that our university has given us to these powerful tools. So first, the AI platforms that we use, ChatGPT and Notebook LM, we were able to sift through hundreds and tens and hundreds, if not hundreds, of research regarding climate resilience and climate adaptation efficiently. And Notebook LM helped us provide digest um, the information from individual literature that we got from the research tools such as Google Scholar. And since we are a big group, I think Doc Emma mentioned earlier that we were 10 to 15. uh, 10 to 15, there were 10 to 15 scholars also working with a group in order to synthesize this or in order to work with this project. We were able to utilize collaborative tools such as the Google Workspace, especially Google Docs. So we that was our main platform of doing our work. So Google Docs and Google Sheets help us organize our data better, which I think it will be related to why the 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 creation of the prompts, as I've said earlier, that AI is as only as good as our prompts. Is really one way to resolve or to find a way to address the issues that are raised in the use of AI in our workflow. So we noticed that our workflow has been made more accurate when we use prompts that are concise, specific, and clear. And I think this is also because that AI is just a tool, and it's not the same with the human mind that is able to discern and judge and be able to discriminate information based on previous knowledge. So it's just a large language model that finds patterns. So it really helps for the prompt engineers or the users of the AI to give prompts that are concise, specific, and clear. And I think one way to do this, so since as mentioned earlier, we were handling large amounts of data from literature that we've got. So more than 100 literature from different journals. So we were able to compile these literature into Google Sheets and exported it as comma separated values. So we found that AI process the data that we were able to obtain much more efficient and better, and it was able to pull out these data and accurately place and choose those data to the synthesis that we asked it to create. So it's also I think this is also the reason why I think there is an emphasis to be put in generating prompts that are really concise and clear. And if it's possible, just generate more strict commands for AI to follow. Because we notice if you're not so clear with the commands that you give to the AI, it will hallucinate, and it will um try crafting things or like grabbing information out of or generating information from the language model that it tries to piece. So yeah, we are just as good as the prompts that we generate through AI. So uh, supposedly Trix was going to present, but I think she has network connection, so I'm just gonna proceed with our key learnings here. Working with AI in our workflow. So first key learning is yes, AI accelerates access to knowledge, but um, there is also a human aspect to it that we ensure the accuracy and contextualization and ethical rigor of the AI produced synthesis. Siguro the thing about AI is it is only so limited and nothing can replace the human knowledge. So there are biases that we can that help actually that biases that we humans have or the context that we have that help ensure that the AI when it pieces together information it pieces together information in a way that is actually factually correct, accurate, and reliable. Second key learning is it supports collaborative dialogue. But human creativity and critical reflection really anchor the conceptual clarity. And last learning is AI can democratize knowledge access. We are in a really fortunate age of digital information that we get um, to have access to such large amounts of data for our consumption and our learning. And I think it's the utilization of AI that really the proper utilization of AI that really sparks the benefits out of this tool to democratize knowledge access. But as said earlier, I think one really big factor in the AI use is just human responsibility to safeguard integrity, not only in academic and but general integrity as how to how do we process and handle the information that you obtain. But most importantly, nothing can really replace the gray matter between our ears, which is our human brain. So we found really interesting yeah conclusions as we worked as we work with ChatGPT, Notebook LM, and other large language models that are actually readily available online. If I'm not mistaken, Notebook LM is platform that's free of use. Maybe you can try exploring it. It's a fairly new platform by Google, and it's I think it's powered by Gemini. But proceeding to the conclusions. Doc, next slide. Sorry, are you, can we proceed to the next slide, Doc?
No, I'll continue, Jod. Jod,
Yes, yes, Doc. I'm
yeah.
done. I'm done with my slide. Yes, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Judd and Trix. I want to say I'm very fortunate to work with these young, brilliant people from Ateneo and UP. Young people, I think, have all the energy and the excitement and the creativity. So I'm very fortunate to work with them now. But as I always tell them, garbage in, garbage out, and nothing replaces the gray matter in between your two ears. And I always tell them, you must be brighter than AI. And I told them, remember that grand chess master that defeated AI? And when he was asked, how did you do it? He says, AI does not have intuition. AI doesn't have the ability to feel and to connect immaterial and non-material energies. So let me conclude by saying that we conclude that thriving in AI co-production and co-creation knowledge amidst their hallucinations and drifts requires deliberate and calculated co-production and co-creation between human researchers and AI. Also, in my experience, as I always say, we must always think of the rootedness of our knowledge, of our identity, and our claims to our human beings as heritage bearers and culture bearers. So while AI accelerates access to global knowledge, like large databases, global synthesis, human judgment, creativity, and ethical responsibility remain indispensable in producing reliable and valid scholarship for climate action. I always say that, anthropogenic climate change. It's our activities, our behavior, our norms, our actions in the earth that is hitting this earth and creating these terrific impacts on people, properties, and communities, especially those who are poor and marginal and who is not responsible for the greenhouse gas emissions, but they are suffering much in terms of, being impacted by typhoons, storms, flooding, and the like. But as I always say, the human consciousness, humanity, must strive and must continue to co-create in order that we may become responsible co-creators of our knowledge, responsible for the planet that we live on, that we may be able to care for humanity and share its prosperity. Thank you very much. You will see these are our references. I think for those who are interested in our work, you can always Google us at it's ttp resilience-toolkit.ph. Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Doc
Judd.
Emma. Thank you, Sir Jude. Such a wonderful lesson there that despite the advancement of human technology, no technology could truly replace the value of the human mind
And human feelings and
and
love
human
and
feelings. True.
connectedness, or connectedness to each other as human beings in different parts of the world. Thank you, Dustin.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Doc.
Okay, thank you to Giselle and all.
Thank you so much, Doc. That's very refreshing, right? The talk is very refreshing together with the two researchers. It's really nice to hear new ideas from fresh knowledge from fresh students as well. It's really good. It's really refreshing. Thank you so much, Doc, for the sharing. And
Thank you too. More
no
power to
worries.
all of you. I'm looking
Mhm,
forward to this group of young, energetic people. We have to work together, old,
mhm.
young, to make this world a better place for us, okay? And for you, for your future. Thank you.
Definitely agree, Doc. Thank you so much for that. And yep, I hope that all of you also felt the same, that you guys were able to, get a lot of ideas from those informative data given by our recent speakers from the Ateneo University. Anyway, right now we have more information, and this time this is something, speaking of refreshing, this is something that will give us more um of our Filipino side, because we are jumping into the use of AI into a Filipino or Filipino subject. And this is really new, or something that we can say another refresher for us. So, of course, I am very proud to introduce our good friend and at the same time our co-teacher.
Miss
And
Jess, excuse me. Sir Josh
mhm.
just announced something.
Oh,
Um,
sure.
we proceed to the open forum first for the two speakers, Doc Emma and Mr. Jude.
Okay. So, yep, before we proceed to our next speaker, let's have the open forum for the Q&A. Let's have any questions? Mhm.
There's
Yeah,
question
young
number
people.
one.
I want to hear from young people.
Mhm.
These questions were collected from the comment section, Doc. So, question number one. How did you make sure the accuracy of the extracted data from AI?
How did we what?
How did you make sure this
Oh,
verbatim doc? How did you make sure the accuracy of the extracted data from AI?
okay. No, we never. The extracted data is only one. I start because I've been studying climate change. and I'm a social scientist, a sociologist for the last 15 years. So I know broadly what the state of the literature is. Only the variation across regions, for example, in Latin America, in Africa, in the North, very clear distinction between the North patterns of behavior of climate mitigation and climate adaptation versus the South. That I know. But what I think is very good in our teamwork is that the young people, the young scholars, plowed the global literature in Google Scholar. I told them, let's start with all Google Scholar, just the keywords, the independent and dependent variable. Then put that all abstracts, and then I let them summarize in 2 to 3 sentences. Then on a separate pattern, we run the chat GPT-4 looking at what has been the patterns in all other sources. And that is when I look and I compare the key authors, because when you're working in one area, you almost know who are the key authors, who are the innovative writers in that area. And so when I see one that's not unfamiliar, we Google it. And that is when we discovered that AI, for me, AI is like a baby with 1,000 hands, dipping on 1,000 data sets and connecting. And that's why sometimes it creates fake, because it's just connecting one keyword here to another keyword, and maybe different data sets that are unrelated, but she connects it and makes a story. And that is when I know, when I said, okay, go back to the original. And then you will see sometimes AI creates a fake DOI. Very, very alarming. Also create different terms which the original author not use. So that's why I always say you have to know the subject matter. If you're dependent on AI, you're really going to be victimized. You have to do your own research, educate yourself. Okay? That's why I always say there is no substitute for the human heart, the human brain, and calibrate it together. The feeling, the spirituality, the morality, and the ethicality of us as human beings, as responsible and ethical researchers. Thank you.
Wow, that's very powerful, Doc. I believe the second question actually connects to what Doc Emma answered earlier, but I guess I can still ask this as a follow-up question related to your answer, Doc. There was a question said that how can we check AI for academic honesty of if the checkers we have right now, like turn it in and such, are not even 100% accurate. It says that even a high AI percentage doesn't mean dishonesty. So how can we handle that?
That's why we don't. In fact, I one time Trix says, this AI is a waste of time.
Mm.
To me, it allows you to see what are the worlds out there, virtual and otherwise. For me, the concrete reality of Google Scholar articles and the concrete reality of gray literature, which I know, it's what allows, I think the only value of AI is allow you to tap on so many large databases, which you do not have time. 10 to 15 scholars plowing all the scientific literature. For me, the base really is your abstracts of scientific literature. Read it, and then give me the 2 3 sentences. There is really, for me, I I am an old researcher. I think I must be the oldest among you, but I feel that there is really no substitute for real study, real real study. Read, 20 articles, summarize it in your head, and then look at what others are doing. Because, like most of the synthesis, the literatures that we search were assessment of assessments. So, for example, on food, energy, water security. Okay, we got several articles, like one article on nature-based solutions, summarized 66 scientific articles. So that's, I think the bottom line is, do not trust AI. Trust your human brain and your human instincts. Do not let it be, do not let your neurons be reprogrammed by, constant work with AI. I mean, because I read in one study that, this issue of clickbait. You know what clickbait is? You click, and then your neurons rewire, because when you click, it produces dopamine that gives you excitement. Okay, so your brain gets used to this click. Like, even when you're looking at YouTube, you're looking at one YouTube film, then there's a lineup already of the next, aside from all the advertisements. I hate advertisements. I click them out of my existence right away, because I feel that they contaminate my brain with all this capitalistic, materials that are selling. So I think that, back to the question of how we can guard ourselves from AI, it's your sense of judgment based on your expertise. It's dangerous. It's dangerous to be relying on what's out there, because what's out there, there are so many fake news, even fake images. Okay, so you have to be careful what your database and your mind and your heart and your being. Thank you.
Thank you, Doc Emma. That's true. And alongside with that, Ma'am Mary also commented that, yes, I agree, Ma'am Emma. More scholarly literature, credible readings of articles that the best defense when using AI. Master first the
Yes.
subject, then AI is just a tool.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dustin.
Exactly. So it looks like the main point of the Doc Emma here is that regardless of how improved the technology we have right now, if it's really powerful to have or to use our own knowledge and own idea in crafting our research papers and our studies, because like they said that we are more powerful, or we are actually powerful than AI in any other sense. But yep, thank you so much for that very informative, complete, and detailed explanation. It's really nice to hear a lot of information from a tenured researcher. That's what we really want to hear all the time from a tenured researcher, someone who already established their names in writing. It's really refreshing for us to be an I mean to set an awareness to us starters of what should be done in order for us to be a better writers in the future. Thank you so much for that, Doc.
Work hard, work
Mm-hmm.
hard, but enjoy your life. Enjoy the excitement of creativity and work. Okay, and have faith in yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Do
thank you
not
so
be
much, Doc.
impressed with machines. They have no feelings. They have no empathy. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so
Good
much.
job.
Mm-hmm. And okay, hold on.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much as well, Doc. I'd also would like to acknowledge the answer that AI could be a mutual augmented companion if you weaponize it for misuse or left unchecked. That's on your end, not inheritably bad, but can be dangerous and used recklessly. The outcome depends on who controls it and how it is regulated and how
Yes.
responsibly people used it. That's
Storing
very good,
information.
Sir Kenneth.
Storing
Okay.
has
So,
storing
of
information.
course, right now, we have to proceed